Somehow, not knowing what is waiting for me makes me feel really nervous. Thinking of this, I almost miss what the teacher is saying. Do you want to introduce yourself to the class? Why? Why? Do I have to? Of course not. That's why I asked. Right. Let's go then. My heart is pounding in my chest and it keeps me thinking about my condition as I follow the teacher up the stairs. The third room down the floor corridor is marked as a classroom for class 3-3. Mudos opens the door and enters. Good morning, everyone. Sorry I'm late again. I hesitate for a split second at the door, freezing on the spot. Get a grip. This is a big step. I know that. But there isn't any point to worrying so much about it. At least not this soon. I followed the teacher into the classroom and looked around, partially so I don't have to meet the curious gazes of my new classmates. It's pretty spacious. The ceiling is unusually high, and there's lots of space left over, around, and in between the desks. It does not look like a lot of space. I don't know what they're talking about. An entire wall taken up by the blackboard, and the high, old-fashioned windows only make it seem larger. The student desks are just standard wooden desks, with half shelf underneath for books, and wooden chairs with metal frames, simple and efficient. I stopped walking in front of the classroom and faced the other students. They all looked normal, like students in any other school, but then why would they be here? They're probably like me and have something wrong with them. It's only not just immediately obvious. Then I noticed that one of the girls seemed to be missing the thumb of her right hand. Is a little jarring. Despite the natural tendency to listen when someone is talking about you, you do not need a contraction there. I'm sorry, but that just threw me off. I tuned out the teacher's speech halfway through while he introduces me to the class. I notice a flash of dark hair and sees that someone is looking at me. A girl with really long hair, straight hair, that is pretty eye-catching. As she sees me looking back at her, she covers her face with her hand as if it will make her invisible. There is one boy who came leaning against the locker at the rear of the class. It's weird seeing someone so young with a cane. Another girl seems to be making some weird hand motion. Sign language? She peers at me over the rim of her glasses, and then goes back to whatever she's doing. She's kind of cute. So is the cheery looking girl with the pink hair sitting next to her. She's really hard to miss. I don't know how I didn't notice her the moment I walk in. Please, welcome our newest classmate. He clapped his hand, and so does everyone else except one girl in the first row who has only one hand. I cringe a little, but hide it by bowing in thanks for this applause I did not deserve. After the applause, there's a brief silence that nobody seems to want to be responsible for breaking. The teacher soon realized that he should probably say something. He opens up some unintelligible noise. Please don't use big words. Shuts up as he loses his momentum, and then starts introducing me. Nobody seemed to be interested. Nobody seemed to be too interested. Maybe I should have said yes to the self-introduction thing. Probably realizing he doesn't know anything about me. He just ended up saying my name wrong again, and asked me to write it on the blackboard. I do that, and turn back to face the class, feeling awkward. I listen to the teacher as he drones about getting along while letting my gaze sweep across the classroom. Everyone seemed to be listening to him intently, and when he's done, they clap their hands again, which feels like a weird thing to do. The first row girl claps on this round, while her one hand against her wrist that ends in a bandaged stump. It makes me feel a little bad. We're going to be doing some group work today, so that will give you a chance to talk with everyone. Is that okay with you? Yeah, it's fine with me. That's good. You can work with Takamachi. She is the class representative. She can explain anything you might want to know. And who else would be able to do that better, right? How could I know? The teacher passes out the day's assignment and announces that we will be working in groups of 3. It hits me that I don't know who Takamichi is. Slow, the teacher seems to catch my helpless expression. Oh right, Takamichi is right there. Suzune Takamichi. Oh, Suzune. As he calls out her name, the cute, bubbly-looking girl with bright pink hair and gold eyes waves her hand at me. I take a seat next to her by the window. Hey, I guess you're Takamichi, right? It's nice to meet you. Ha 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 ha! Oh god, I'll never do that again. No. That was bad. What? I'm caught off guard by her laughter. It's nice to meet you too, but I'm not Takamichi. I'm Misa. This is Takamichi. Sichan. What? I don't know that suffix. Giggling, Misa points to the girl next to her and the one I saw using sign language before. It looks like she has been staring at me this whole time. She nods once nonchalantly to show that she acknowledges my presence, but only barely. She has short yet carefully, neatly brushed hair, a pair of oval-shaped glasses balanced on the tip of a dainty nose, and a dark blue eyes that seem to alternate every few seconds between analytical and slightly bored. It's nice to meet you. She immediately looks at Misa, who smiles and makes a few quick gestures with her hands. Takamichi nods and makes a few gestures of her own. I started to wonder if the teacher was messing with me, saying things like you'll be able to talk to people, and who better to explain things to you. I can see you're a little confused, right? But I understand why you would think that I was Sichan. Sichan is deaf, so I'm the person who translates things back and forth for her. I'm like an interpreter. She says it's nice to meet you too. You're the new student, are you? Aren't you? Well, Sichan, of course she is. If he wasn't, he wouldn't have been standing up there for no reason, right? Misa looked at me with a weird expression, then continues. We don't know much about him, but maybe we will find out later. Maybe I could have introduced myself after all. Anything would have been better than first impressions. No, would have given a better first impression than the teachers drone and bubbling with my name.